Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to Blade Bias. About a week ago, I got sent these bad boys, the Stitch Brothers from Bxndxge, not Bondage, Knives. Bxndxge. And these things are on pass around, so it's not like he sent me for free or anything. I will be sending these things out at the end of the week here. These things have been amazing. We talked about the machine last episode. I'm pointing at my Prisma for some reason. We talked about the machine last time. This is a balisong that I felt that I kind of want to get, given given that I don't like a lot of the parts of it. But if we want to talk about a balisong that I really want to buy, and I actually like the sum of their parts, it's the Stitch. The Stitch, and specifically the Stitch R, is the forerunner, I meant to say forerunner, is the front runner in kind of my what do I want to get at Blade Show if it's available list. Because while I like the original Stitch, and this is a balisong that I've tried before, so if you want my more in-depth thoughts, go back and watch that original Stitch video. To sum it up for you now, it's a lighter, more blade-biased version of the Stitch R. I guess the Stitch R. I'm trying to explain this. I understand this is the default, but I'm going to explain it in respect to the Stitch R because I'm going to talk a lot about the Stitch R today. So it's a more blade-biased version of the Stitch R, thinner handles that are a little bit less comfortable, a balance that I really enjoy, and a few ergonomic things that I really don't enjoy, such as this really scratchy Zen nipple here. But overall, it's a balisong that I love. I love the finishing on it. I love the handles, the design. Freaking love the kukri blade. I like the flipping. It doesn't sacrifice on rollovers, but it rips in fans. I just wish the handles were a little bit thicker. And then the Stitch R came along, and holy crap, has this thing been my favorite thing to flip this week by far. This is a thicker, more handle-biased version of the original Stitch. Not by much, but definitely thicker. And it results in an experience that I initially, when I first got out of the box, thought that I wouldn't enjoy more than the original Stitch, but one that has grown on me so much in the week or so that I've had it that I really don't want to give it up. I'm going to be really sad to send this thing away. And it kind of all changed when I flipped this thing for a stream that I did. I did a stream on my main channel earlier this week, or late last week, or something like that. And I had the Stitch in the background here. I kind of use everything back here as like a display in the background of my streams. And the Stitch R was the only thing that didn't fit, so I had it next to me, and I ended up flipping it for most of the stream. And on the end of that stream, going back and trying the original Stitch made me realize how much I prefer the Stitch R. And how sad I am that this was just like a limited time thing that I think he only made like 5 or 10 of. Which leads me into what Bxndxge sent me after I made that video, which was his details on the Stitch V2, which he gave me permission to share with you. Now, I don't know if this is an exclusive or anything, so I'm not going to treat it like this is the first time that you've ever heard this. I don't know if he's announced this or whatever. But I do want to share the details of the Stitch 2 at the end, because it's something that I think I'm really going to like based on my time with the Stitch R. The Stitch R overall, and thank God I was sent a dull one, because if this was sharp, I would not have flipped it nearly as much as I have. This is a balisong through and through. I think older balisong flippers who kind of have that preference towards handle bias are going to prefer this over the original Stitch. And while I do prefer how the original Stitch fans and choker fans, I find that the Stitch R is far more consistent because of that extra handle weight. And it doesn't nearly sacrifice as much on fans and choker fans as you would expect. In fact, the thicker handles make them maybe even a little bit more ergonomically better to perform, because they don't feel as unstable when they rotate through your hands and the thickness changes so wildly as it's spinning. It's still a rectangular design. The handles are wider than they are thick, but it just feels nice. And I mean, as much as I hate losing that kukri blade, if this is how it flips, I happily would give that up. The blade is awesome. There's no notable hot spots. It's a fairly well distributed blade, but because the tip kind of kicks out here, there's a little bit of extra width towards the tip that makes it fan and choker fan very well while not giving up performance at all in zero gravity chaplains, rollovers, chaplains, things like that. This thing chaplains amazingly, zero gravities amazingly, choker fans amazingly. It just does everything you want it to do. It is a true, like, I haven't found a way to flip it that it doesn't like. You can flip it slow. It has the momentum to flip slow. It does get a little weird in the gosh, not in the fans and choker fans. My brain is absolutely fried today. It does lose a little bit in the zero Gs, but that's kind of how zero Gs are when you flip slower. But it definitely has the momentum in both the blade and the handles to carry itself through a slower flipping session, and I really like that. But it's also light enough that you can throw it around, ricochet it, and flip it really, really fast, and it just listens as well as if you were flipping it slow. In fact, I think I'm trying to focus on enjoying flipping this thing so much that I'm failing to deliver my words. You ever wonder why I do the same combo all the time? That's why. Take as much conscious thought out of actually flipping the thing so that I can put as much conscious thought into forming a coherent sentence, which seems very difficult in today's day and age. Listen to how good this thing sounds. It's deep yet like it's not ringy, it's deep, it's thocky. I don't know. How do people describe balisong sounds nowadays? It just feels great. I love it. And that agility and that kind of weight that allows you to throw it around really fast, mixed with the fact that it kind of has an older school feeling balance, which I'm not really sure how. The handles do feel heavier and they feel chunky, but they don't have a crap ton of weight like I feel like old balisongs generally do when I flip them. And there's not really any weight hotspots either. I think these zippy spacers come hugely in handy to create a sort of very distributed feeling distribution. No crazy hotspots at the end of the handles or the tip of the blade or anything like that. It kind of just all works very, very well. And while I would say there is a handle bias here, it's one that I kind of barely feel sometimes because of how well it balances the two different trick sets between the two balances. And it creates a knife that I just really want to own one day. I mean, it has everything that I love about the Stitch. It has all the zippy customization. It has a cool enough blade. I have to admit, it's probably my biggest disappointment with this is that I can't get this flipping, I can't get this flipping experience with this blade because I do vastly prefer this blade. But, oh well, these two are really, really fun. And just because I like this so much doesn't mean I don't like this so much. This just feels less consistent. It doesn't have as consistent of chaplains and rollovers and stuff like that, but it has a way more fun fan. So, give and take. But I love the Stitch R. I've been just mindlessly flipping it so much, and I want to pick it up and I want to flip it and I want to do like fun tricks on it. I've been trying to get the pinky chaplain, the aerial to pinkly aerial to pinky chaplain on this thing. It's not going amazingly, as you can tell, but we're getting there. I've been doing, like wrist bumps, stuff like that. Been trying to do these, I think that's the cherry picker. Genuinely forgetting. It's either the cherry picker or the hellbent, one of those two. Been kind of adding those into my flow with this thing. Just trying to get more tricks done. There's kind of this that I've been doing. Go up around the middle finger and you bring it up. scissors, double scissors, giraffes. I've been doing it all on this thing, and it just feels great. It just feels great. I love it. It's so sick. And that's why I'm excited for the Stitch V2. Now, this is genuinely not product placement. He just told me the details of it and said, you can share this if you want. And I think it sounds really cool. I think it sounds really cool. So here we go. He says the Stitch R Proto was going to be a second model in the Stitch lineup, but it was too confusing, so he instead used it as kind of a basis to design the Stitch 2. He's currently making 50 Stitch 2s, and it will be a more accessible version of the Stitch 1, which is great to hear because I don't think the Stitch 1 dropped a ton of units. Got an updated blade steel. It will have an updated kukri and Japanese tanto blade. And both the Stitch R, this is what I'm excited about, the Stitch R and the V2. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I read the wrong thing. The Stitch R and V2 will have taller jimping than the V1, which I don't know. Oh, yeah, the spacer goes further up. I assume, I don't actually know why that is, but the spacer goes further up on the one side. That is the one thing, because this is kind of thinner handles. I haven't found the ladder experience to be amazing on this thing, but it's good enough. The jimpy spacers make it so that it actually sticks out. It's positive jimping because Zippy knows how to design jimping that doesn't recess into its own handles, and it's great and it's awesome and I love it. So the V2 will have improved chaplain performance, I assume over the V1, because this is the thing I'm excited about. The V2 will have a handle shape in between the V1 and the R, the Stitch R, which I'm so excited about because that's going to mean that we get slightly thicker handles, but hopefully the fun fanning of this thing, which also means we should be getting, it's going to be in between these two. So it's going to be a little more handle bias than this, but a little more blade bias than this. So I'm hoping, really hoping that means that the kukri blade is going to flip a little closer to the Stitch R, because if it does, holy cow. You fix that and you fix this Zen nipple right here, that is a banger ballast song. It's one that I'd be happy to buy at Blade Show or whatever. If, I don't even know if Stitches or Bandage, this is called the Stitch, right? Oh my god, I'm losing my mind today. Yeah, I don't know if Bandage is going to Blade Show, but that'd be pretty cool. So that's my time. Huge thank you to Bandage for sending me out this thing, including me in the pass around. I have very clearly enjoyed my time with it, and I'm going to be very sad to give it back up. But it's a good one. Unfortunately, this isn't really one that you can get because this was a very limited run. And now he's focusing on the V2, but I figured it would still be something to talk about because of how much I have enjoyed it. So, having said that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.